Hello guys, this is Abhishek from SVC. Today we are going to discuss about cybersecurity of embedded IoTs in smart homes, challenges, requirements, countermeasures and trends. Hello guys, these are the contents in which we are going to discuss today. The first thing is abstract, introduction, literature survey, architectures, attacks, precautions, conclusion and references. Abstract. Connected computers and sensors transmit data across the internet to solve problems and generate new services like IoT. Smart home technology can monitor temperature, detect smoke, regulate lighting automatically, and install smart locks. Smart home technology possesses additional security and privacy problems such as accessing user data through surveillance equipment or false fire alarms. Smart homes are vulnerable to numerous sorts of assaults. Introduction. What is IoT? Let's know the definition of IoT. The IoT is an operation comprehensive network of intelligent objects that have the capacity to organize, share information, data, and resources, reacting and acting in face situations and changes in the environment. An autonomous smart home is equipped with embedded devices that are designed to detect and respond to a person's presence and needs such as fingerprint readers, gas detection systems, smoke sensors, motion detection systems, home surveillance cameras, etc. As we above said, these are the devices of the smart home. These devices are connected through from many purposes such as saving energy consumption, reducing the bill cost, security of home occupancies. Users have been using many interfaces such as remote control, computer or smart home to manipulate different sensors and devices in the system. Huge increase in the number of connected devices. The spectrum of attack surface increases accordingly, and security flaws can represent the weakest link, thus becoming an attack entry point. The devices commute directly or indirectly with each other using several protocols such as Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, Zigbee and etc. These are connected to the home internet services. A smart home comprises all the internet sensors and appliances, and it is monitored through a central monitoring endpoint which can be a smartphone, tablet, computer and etc. Smart home devices are connected online and can be controlled remotely, for instance using a cloud or mobile application. Users are fearful of hackers who can gain access to private and confidential data such as health monitoring system, but also credit card numbers for automatic retailing orders, causing damages by running air conditioning and decreasing the temperature of the fridges. These are the smart home devices. We can see that smart kitchen having like cooker, microwaves, coffee makers, and in smart heating and cooling techniques we can have heaters, air conditioners, leakage detector and sealing, and door system which is being controlled by internet, and smart security like smoke detectors, cameras, locks and fingerprints, smart house applications like robot vacuum, smart plug, smart TV and washer. These are the devices. Literature survey. First paper, Internet of Things, Smart Things by the author S. Mukand in the year 2019. This paper gives an idea about how smart things play a role in our daily lives and business activities. Second one, performance evaluation of smart home system using Internet of Things. Guan, Yaldi, Karvati and Mansoor in the year 2018. It gives an idea about the performance of the smart home control system, and it is verified through low percentage error. Third one, improving network security, next generation firewalls and advanced packet inspection devices by S. Thompson in the year 2017. This paper gives an idea about the firewalls and packets for improving security. Fourth, IoT privacy and security challenges for smart home environments. H. Lin N.W. Brigham in the year 2019. It gives an idea about the privacy policies and security of the smart home environments. Architecture. The Internet of Things refers to the gadgets which are outfitted with sensors, actuators, software, and data processing capabilities. Smart home gadgets were initially employed as a type of remote on or switch, have since grown into devices that can govern our homes based on the established patterns and scenarios. The architecture of the IoT smart home is divided into many layers like perception, transport or network layer, and application layer. Aim to provide services, access, connection, and control of the things via the internet and any time from any location. The perception layer of the smart home environment focuses on the physical component that contains hardware devices. Architecture of the IoT system: perception layer, network layer, application layer. In perception layer, IoT devices, IoT gateway. Network layer, internet cloud. Application layer, the applications which are being used by the users at the end level. As discussed in the previous slide, the sensor is one of the physical sources that can monitor the environment, sensing as motion like door and temperature, hence collecting the information and transmitting to the devices through a network. The transmission process should be carried out by the transport layer and aim to provide a services, access and control of the things via the internet at any time and from any location. Sensors and actuators are the physical resources that can capture information from the real world environments like motion, light, door and temperature, hence collecting the information and transmitting to the devices through a network. The transmission process should be carried out by the transport layer. The application layer will hold devices either to dashboard the received data from devices or to monitor them remotely. The network layer is responsible for transferring collected data to the processing unit or application. The data is wirelessly transmitted from end devices to a cloud platform via low power wide area network. HTTP and MQTT are the two protocols that Cloud IoT Core supports for efficient data transport. HTTP bridge devices connect to Cloud IoT Core. The gathered data from the wireless sensor network will be uploaded to the cloud storage through gateways. Following the acquisition, the data is stored in the cloud and will be accessible by the users. As we see in the architecture of the IoT system, some of the security issues. These are the issues. While these smart home offer convenient features like voice activated lighting and remote control door locks, the risks to privacy and security associated with internet connected devices in homes have been brought up by security experts. Insecure communication, leaking private information about the home and its occupants, and devices vulnerabilities that could be exploited by an attacker to spy or otherwise interface with the residents' lives remotely are among the issues raised. All these systems are intended to provide useful services for a better quality of life. However, data leakage raises privacy concerns. To create a smart home, three layers of connected automation system may be considered, like perception layer, network layer, and application layer. Security issues will occur at the every layer. So these are the attacks at the perception layer. Eavesdropping is a technique of illegal real-time attack in which an attacker intercepts private communication like phone calls, text messages, fax transmissions, or video conferences. It tries to steal data transmitted via network. Then it takes an advantage of insecure communication to gain access to both transmitted and received data. Node capture: one of the significant attacks faced in the perception layer that can be used against wireless sensor network. It allows attacker to simply compromise the entire network, and it has the potential to reveal all the important security information including sensor receiver conversation, shared secrets and cryptographic keys. Replay attack, also known as inspector attack. The individual listens to the sender recipient communication and steals the authentication information from the sensor. An individual gives the victim the same confirmed information that the victim has previously received by the presenting evidence of his identity and authenticity. The message is encoded so that the recipient can be interpret it as a valid request and carry out the introducer intent. Timing attacks are the most commonly used against the devices with limited processing capabilities. An attacker can identify weakness and steal secrets stored in a system by observing the time it takes for a system to respond to a various request, input or cryptographic method. Networking layer. DOS attack. A DOS attack is an attempt to block access to devices or other network resources by actual users. The majority of the time, this is accomplished by overloading the target devices or network resources with respects, making it difficult or impossible for some of all actual users to use them. Man in the middle assault. In a man in the middle attack, the attacker secretly listens and modifies the dialogue between the sender and the recipient, who both believe that they are speaking to each other directly. Being in the control of the communication allows the hacker to collect the and alter the messages to suit their purposes, because it allows the attacker the capacity to obtain information and alter in the real time. It poses a serious threat to internet security. Next attack, denial of service or DDoS attack. One of the most significant dangers to the internet is distributed as denial of service or DDoS. These are the two mechanisms commonly used in the DDoS attack. Though the first attack, the attacker sends the package to the IP address of the target set as their source address to various destinations. This is named the reflection technique. The other mechanism is traffic amplification, consisting in sending a lot of packets to the victim computers. Both reflection and amplification techniques target the TCP/IP or IP protocols weaknesses using a variety of attack methods including TCP, SYN flood, UDP flood, ICP/MP flood, and others. Attacks at the application layer. Cross-site scripting is a form of injection attack and known as web attack. These types of attacks are not difficult to detect and recognize, but they are challenging to differentiate from the defended against. It typically targets the application running on the user side rather than the server side. It happens when the malicious web code, typically in the script form, is delivered or executed from a victim's computer's browsers via certain web applications. An attacker might then find personal information or steal the user's cookies to hijack. Moreover, allow the attackers the opportunity to acquire sensitive information or even gain control over specific devices. Malicious code attack related to any software code that is intended to harm the system. An attacker can utilize an end user attack to get access to the system and inject any type of malicious code inside in order to steal data from the users. It is a type of threat that may not be blocked or controlled by the use of antivirus tools. Buffer overflow. IoT devices are not vulnerable to numerous software and hardware vulnerabilities, including buffer overflow attacks. A buffer serves as a temporary storage location for data in a buffer overflow attack, which occurs when the storage space is exceeded. As discussed, attacks in the each layer, some of the precautions should be taken. Ensure that the router is set up properly. Artificial intelligence based home security with Edge AI. Deep learning based home security. Make the password as strong as possible. Use of convolution neural network mode with devices. Create an IoT specific Wi-Fi network, being separate from the using and the IoT system. Turn off needless features. Remote third-party services. Do not use third-party devices available in the network. Updating the devices is mandatory. Activate multiple factor authentication. Secure M2M communication protocol in IoT devices. Make use of next generation firewall. Conclusion. We can assert that our personal information should be kept private exclusively within our residences. Smart homes, as opposed to conventional homes, can keep sensitive and vital information about the user, boosting his comfort and quality of life. Moreover, IoT manufacturers, powerhouses are creating smart devices without paying proper attention to security in effort to secure the open market. Due to this, the resources limitations of the IoT devices, low power smart devices cannot be protected using typical host-based protection solutions like antivirus, IDS, IPS, and etc. Some of the most serious challenges related to privacy and security in smart homes and various safety measures offered by the researchers should be taken place. These are the references to the related topic discussed, used by the author. Thank you guys. If you like the video, please do like, share and subscribe the channel.